This is a brand new device from Aquatech that I knew I needed, but not everyone did. And that's why I'm making a video to show you the benefits of this new weight bracket from Aquatech. G'day legends. If you haven't seen me before, my name is Tom Woods and I help other photographers gain supreme confidence with their skills so they can unlock their full creative potential. If you want to follow along, please subscribe and follow some of the links below. Today, we're looking at this thing. It's an absolute game changer from Aquatech. It's called a weight bracket. I put this weight bracket up on my stories as soon as Aquatech announced it about a month ago. And I had photographers, good water photographers, say, why would I need that for? And I was just astounded. I thought, well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? Because these guys are their Aquatech housings, and especially when you put a dome on the front of it, they are very buoyant. They're designed for surface work. So Aquatech got into the game for sports photographers like surf photography generally. And when we're doing our surfing photos, we're generally not that far under the water. We're generally taking pictures at surface level. So they need to be waterproof, obviously, but they need to also float. And having it float actually assists you in the water a great deal because it keeps you up. And when you go under a wave, it's you can push it under the wave, but then it brings you to the surface. So having this buoyant is a great help for a surf photographer. But when you start going under the water and photographing underwater portraits or underwater wildlife, keeping this thing down and not springing up to the surface is a big challenge. So that's where the weight bracket comes in. And Aquatech, like I said, they started their life, they were more designed on the sports or surf photographer from the water, and now they are making these adjustments. This is Trigger, one of my other videos that you can watch here, and the weight bracket and just these handles and lights that they're bringing in stuff all the time that gets the crossover. So this housing is not just for surf photographers, it can be for water photographers, wildlife photographers, split level photographers, all this. You can really cross over and not just shoot surfing with this now. And with things like this, it's made possible. So in the past, I've said to my students, if you're just taking underwater portraits, you're probably better off with some of the dive housings like a Sotter and Icolite because they are negatively buoyant. They're designed to take all of their photos underwater. So, they're not super buoyant and taking the photographer to the top every time. But now it's not the case. You can get the Aquatech housing, have a great ocean surf going housing, but also use it in swimming pools for portraits. So as you can see in these videos, my older blue Aquatech housing hasn't got the weight device on it. And as soon as I dip it into the water, it springs to the top immediately. If I've got a hold of that, I've got to work doubly hard to keep that thing underwater, even if I've got a weight belt on myself. So in the past, there has been photographers that have done all sorts of things, tied weights to the pistol grip handle and just weighted the housing down. But now you don't have to. This is a really clean way of attaching a weight to your housing. So this is just the bracket. And then what you do is you get a suitable weight, a dive weight that you can get from any dive shop, and attach it to there. So the first time I attached it, I didn't actually watch the Aquatech installing thing and I had the weight on top. I think it's a better idea to mount the weight on the bottom. And I also tried a 1.5 kilo weight and I found that this one was too heavy. The camera just sunk straight to the bottom. And while that was fine, it helped keep me down there as well when I had hold of it. It's probably a little bit of an overkill. So the next time I tried it, I put a 1 kilo weight on it and it still eventually sunk, but it just sunk a lot slower. So I would like to be around about the 800 gram mark, I think, because that's going to be so it just sits in the water. You can get that adjusted with the type of weight that you mount onto this bracket or strap onto this bracket. So that'll all depend on housing you're using, what dome port you're using, what camera you've got in it, and everything like that. So if you've got a dome port, I would say around the kilo mark would be good. This made this shoot so much easier. I would normally have to stack my weight belt up that was on my body, and I would still be sort of fighting the camera to keep it down. And this time I could just sit on the bottom. So in the second shoot, I was shooting at a health retreat, and there was a breathwork facilitator there, and I could just sit on the bottom for minutes and get my shots of the guys walking along the bottom. And this is so much easier than it was before, and I could be so steady down there without sort of floating up. So it's going to help my photography when I'm doing underwater. Like I said, I'm going to be using it for underwater portraits and underwater wildlife. It is a definite thing that's going to come with me in all my travels. And that's another thing. They don't sell the weight with it. So if I'm traveling overseas, I'm probably just going to take this and then get the dive weight when I'm overseas, either hire it or borrow it, because that's just going to add to so much excess baggage. If I'm driving to my location, obviously I'm going to take my own weights. Another thing to note that these do seem to fit on all the housings. So older housings, Evo housings, the Elite housings, the Edge housings. So yeah, it doesn't matter what you've got an older housing, you should be able to take advantage of this. So if you think this could help you, you can get them direct from the Aquatech website. If you use my code word at checkout, which is TOMW, you'll get an extra 5% off, and it's well worth it. It's a device that I've been waiting for. It's going to increase the amount of people that can diversify with the Aquatech housing. This is no longer a surf housing. This is like a underwater portrait housing. It's an underwater wildlife housing, and it sort of always was. It was sort of usable for that, but now it's legitimately that with the addition of this weight bracket. So well done, Aquatech. They are coming out with new features all the time. So the future's looking bright for Aquatech. I'm really excited with where they're moving with it. And if it keeps us getting in the water, keeps us getting better photos, well, then I'm stoked on it. So let me know in the comments if you've got any questions about this weight bracket, if you've used it, if you think there's a use for it or whatever. I'd like to keep the conversation going on here. Frothing on water photography. If you're frothing on water photography, please subscribe. Check out the links that I've got below on the stuff to go further. And remember, if you want to buy Aquatech gear, whether it's the housing, the ports, this new device, you can always get 5% off by using my code word TOMW. Till next time, take care, and we'll see you in the next video.